Hey everybody, how's it going? And this is Birdie MV here, and I'm bringing you a commentary today. Today in the background, you're going to see some World of Tanks gameplay that I borrowed from a fellow YouTuber. I will see if I can find the video again and post it in link down below. And also, I will put in a big thank you to the guy who supplied this video content for me today. See, today I'm here to talk to you guys about the new tank tree that was added to the World of Tanks edition, Xbox 360 edition. And that is the French tier of tanks. Now, I've had a bit of time to play around with these tanks, and I do have to say, some of them are pretty nice. Some of them are pretty nice, but otherwise, they're all kind of garbage at the moment. I'm only messed around with the light tanks. I haven't done anything with the mediums, the heavies, or the TDs yet. What I have found is that the light tanks have this 25mm cannon that is pretty nice. It's like a 2-second reload, but you get like 200 rounds of ammunition, which is insane. And it just like repeated damage. It's awesome. And I don't know. I want you guys to leave your comment down below of what you think about this. I mean, they go up to tier 10, and the tier 10 tanks look pretty nice. Light tanks end at tier 8. Medium tanks end at tier 10. Same thing for heavy, and I believe same thing for tank destroyers. Although you won't be seeing a lot of medium tank action with the French tier tree, the French tier, because they don't have a lot of medium tanks. The first unlock of a medium tank is going to be the D2 at tier 3. But then again, you're going to have to deal with the fact that you won't have another medium tank until tier 9. So that's kind of a difficult thing. And heavy tanks start at tier 4 and then proceed up to tier 10. And light tanks end at tier 8 with the AMX 1390. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to open up these the tier 10, the highest tier vehicles and their classes, and I'm going to go down on the specs for you guys. Alright, starting with the light tanks, you have the AMX 1390. Development was started in 1946, mass production was launched in 1952. The first 2,000 vehicles were equipped with the 75mm gun. However, later versions had the 90mm, giving much greater firepower. So basically, the highest tier light tank is going to be a pretty fast tank. It has 1,100 horsepower. It's 2.3 million silver. Has a 250. Oh, it is. Sorry, there's 1,100 hit points. Has 250 horsepower, and the speed limit is 64 kilometers per hour. It's got front armor millimeter 40, side 20, rear 15. Turret armor is 40, 20, 20. Now, the main gun is a 75mm SA-50, which can pierce up to 108 and 180mm armor, and has a view range of 400 meters. So this is a pretty nice light tank. If you're going to compare it to a lot of other light tanks, say the Russian light tanks, the American light tanks, this will be up there with them pretty easily. In fact, very easily. And now we have the tier 10, I think this is the tank destroyer. The medium tank is called the Bat Chatillon 25T. This experimental tank was a further development of the AMX-13. The tank underwent trials, but never entered mass production nor saw service. 2 vehicles were manufactured. This is at 1,800 hit points of damage. It is 6.1 million silver, has 720 horsepower, a speed limit of 65. So this is faster than their light tank. It has 60, 40, 30 hull armor, turret armor 50, 30, 15. Has a 90mm gun that does 180 to 300 hit points of damage. It has a penetration armor thickness of 128 and 213 millimeters, and has a view range of 400 meters. So all around, this is a very nice tank destroyer. But then again, a medium tank, then you'd be hard pressed to find a medium tank that isn't better than this. Well, you wouldn't be actually. You should look through the German tier to find the nicer medium tanks. All right, next we have the heavy tank, the tier 10 heavy tank from the French tank tree, is the AMX 50B. Now you're noticing a trend here. Most of these tanks are AMX. Well, that's because back in this time period, the only tank production facility they had was AMX. That was the biggest one, kind of like the company that manufactured the T-34, Panzers. I mean, that's the reason why it was like the main thing. All right, here we go. Experimental tank combining German and French tank construction traditions. The vehicle passed trials successfully, but never saw service due to NATO standardization of weaponry. All right, so this is a tier 10 heavy tank that does 2,100 hit points of damage, has a price of $6.1 million, has 1,200 horsepower, has a speed of 65 kilometers per hour, so the heavy tank is faster than the light tank, and it has armor thickness of 170, 30, 30, 150, 30. Has a 120 millimeter SA-46 cannon that does 300 to 500 HP hit points of damage. Armor penetration of 193 to 321 millimeters, and has a view range of 400 meters. Okay, the final tank is the AMX 50 Falk 155, and that's FOCH. This is a tier 10 tank destroyer. In 1952, with the launch of the AMX 50 120 tank project, the French discontinued development of the AMX 50 Foch tank destroyer, a tank destroyer having the same 120mm gun armament as a tank that was thought to be unnecessary. There was attempts to upgrade the main gun to 155mm, but these efforts were abandoned as France made moves to adopt a standardized NATO equipment. Now, this is a tier 10 tank destroyer that does 1850 hit points of damage, and this is a price tag of, you guessed it, $6.1 million. It's an engine power of 1,000 horsepower, goes 50 kilometers an hour. And since this is a tank destroyer and it's basically a gun inside the hull, so there is no turret, it has front armor of 180mm, side 50mm, rear 50mm. And the gun is a 155mm AC SA-58 that does 683 to 1,063 hit points of damage and can penetrate armors up to 220 and 366 millimeters thick, and has a view range of 400 meters. Now, I want you guys to comment down below what you think about this new tank tree, and I will talk to you guys later. This has been Birdie MV. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.